Yo, what it do, YouTube? It's Raz, and we are going to talk about the Vaxee XE wireless. And you're probably like, why am I buying this with small hands? Well, I wanted to know. I wanted to see if I'm able to use it, if it's comfortable. We're going to test it. I have the G Pro Superlight here, just because that was the only large mouse that I own. So we're going to talk about them. The XE, it's a large mouse. It is a large boy. Like you can see here. Alright, this thing is pretty beefy. It's wide. It fills my entire hand. It's a big mouse. The clicks are phenomenal. They're nice and snappy. Scroll wheel is spammable, clicky, pristine. Side buttons, no mush. Nice, tactile, nice and clicky. But the one thing about this mouse is, yes, it is big. It is a big boy. Now, would I use this every day as a small hand? No, I wouldn't. If you have small hands, I wouldn't probably stay away from the larger mice because you really can't bring this back in your palm unless you purely fingertip this, which that is going to be uncomfortable. The G Pro Superlight is a little more narrow. You can bring it back in your palm a little bit because of the narrowness, and it's not so wide at the back. This one fills, the XE fills your hand. Now, if you do have larger hands, this mouse could be your end game, right? Because this is a solid mouse. Wireless felt great. Latency felt, I don't feel any latency. I mean, I don't have a way to actually measure it or anything like that. I just play video games. That's all I do. So when it comes to responsiveness, it felt fine in game. I did get some nice clean kills. I was able to track pretty well because of my palm and everything being on the mouse. I was a lot more stable, but it's too big for small hands. Way too big. If you want a big mouse, the Superlight is probably the most comfortable large mouse because you can fingertip this mouse pretty well, but I still wouldn't go for a Superlight if you have small hands. My main mouse that I've been using is the Fanatic Bolt, which is this guy here, and placing this in between these mice, it looks a lot smaller and it feels a lot smaller. This mouse, it fits my grip well. I can bring it back in my hand. I can do whatever I need to do with it, and it's not an issue. Superlight would be the next up if I want to go, if I ever wanted to go to a larger mouse. Vaxee XE wireless is out of the question. Honestly, it's too big. It's not going to be on my desk for a long time, you know what I mean? But all three of these mice, depending on your hand size, they'll fit you. I have 16:9 hands. If you have anywhere between, I would say 18 and up, the Superlight might feel good. If you have like 19 and up hands, I would probably go for, you can probably try the Vaxee. But if you have anywhere from, I would say about 18 or less, the Vaxee might not be like the greatest size for you. But I mean, my favorite right now is the Bolt, which is, I mean, lengthwise, you can see it there. It's a little shorter. It's a lot more narrow. Right here on this upper part of the mouse, it is definitely wider up in here. So that's where my hand rests on when I do use it, and it just feels awkward. This one, it just fits my grip perfectly well. And then this one's just a potato. I mean, anybody can use it. Smaller hands, I suggest you use a smaller mice. If you want to use it, go for it. I'm not stopping you. But Vaxee XE wireless is made for the larger hands, not the smaller hands. That's my little review over it. Love you guys. rise up. God bless. Yeah, 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 yeah.